try and get people to want to work with us. Fortunately for us, and I will always be thankful, Rob at Full Force Wrestling, obviously I've already mentioned the links in with Full Force with regards to that being my lad's favourite promotion, but equally he was the first guy to agree to come onto our site. He was the first guy to put his trust in us and give us a chance. And so from there, once you've got that first promotion, then you can start to, and we did start building outwards. There's other video on demand services out there, and there's some very good ones too. So we don't expect people to necessarily want to change, and a lot of the big promotions already have those on demands. So to some degree, we're just sort of we've been finding our feet in there. But I think we're building a good brand, and over time, maybe we'll start to see some of those big promotions potentially working with both who they're working with and us, or however it could go. Sure.
Now going forward, obviously, hopefully when all this is done, it's just a question of when, of course. You got any ideas on sort of have you got sort of aspirations to want to put on your own show, or maybe merging with another promotion to put on specific shows, or is it still very much trying to get as much content as you can for the channel at the moment?
Yeah, I mean it's difficult to sometimes know what direction is the best one to go in. And I think that's kind of where having the Turnbuckle Championship probably gives us a bit of both, really, because it gives us that freedom, that opportunity to, and the big thing about the Turnbuckle TV Championship is going to be that it's about trying to give some of the guys that I've already mentioned and some of that sort of underutilized, sort of unseen talent that opportunity, and we'll book them in matches for the belt and the likes. So it gives us that chance to do that. I mean, we're very much open to booking and to consider sort of shows with other promotions. We're doing one with DNA, as I've obviously already mentioned. But obviously our priority will always have to be the site and improving features and adding as much to that as we possibly can. So it's a bit of a balancing act, and I want to do everything. But sometimes I have to channel my attention to ultimately the main focus, which is obviously giving people sort of the best on-demand service we can.
Sure. It's that old saying, isn't it? You can do anything, but you can't do everything.
Definitely,
pretty much the thing there. Now, obviously, people will be a little bit, maybe a couple of people will be surprised with the whole WrestleTalk merger. But how did that come about? And I know you can't give us all the information. I totally get that. But just give us what will certainly what impact will this have for you guys in that sort of positive manner? What made this decision come together?
It's a relationship. It's a working partnership that is going to help everybody. It's going to WrestleTalk want a platform to showcase hours of content. So, they've got some fantastic relationships. They've got some some really great content that already exists, some amazing ideas going forward. So content wise, it is about providing as much as we can, really, and giving people more options than we've ever been able to offer. That partnership works because Dave needed a platform to be able to showcase stuff on, and equally a partnership with a top wrestling brand like themselves will hopefully give ourselves and the promotions we're already working with and the likes. It would just give us all sort of a platform for more exposure as well, because I'm under no illusions that the site we're producing, it's still very much in the works. It's gonna maybe never will be the finished article, because we'll always want to keep improving it, but you can have the world's best on-demand site, but it's about obviously people knowing that you exist and knowing that you're there. So that's why I work in partnership with the likes of WrestleTalk. Will hopefully sort of open people's eyes to our existence and bring some eyes to sort of some of these promotions that deserve it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. I mean, from my point of view, I think it's gonna help grow everything together, which is kind of what you want. And you know, the more it kind of consolidates under one roof, I think the better, because you know, certainly, like you say, there's a lot already out there, but I think you know, you guys I mean, we're all kind of new in this. I think that even WrestleLine is, in terms of video content, we come around like shortly after you guys. So you know, we're all kind of new, we're all kind of growing, and like you say, you never know where things end up and how things evolve half the time. It's always one thing, you plan out stuff in your head, but man, this stuff, it can go anywhere. Like, it just really does take twists and turns. So I think you just have to be adaptable, and I think grab at the opportunities when they come along. So this seems like a good one for you guys, and it'll be good to have that association. Hopefully, like you say, it does open up more and more new doors, and you know, get your brand exposed to a much an even bigger audience with a bit of luck. Obviously, just give us like a couple of flavors. Like, there's a lot of good matches on there, obviously, that you've got. What are a couple of the ones that stand out for you that people should go ahead and check out if they get Turnbuckle TV?
Well, I suppose on one thing on that, I should add that there's a month's free trial that we're offering for Turnbuckle TV on any of the subscription options. And one thing and I'll go into some matches in just 1 second, but it is worth noting that now we're changing the format so people can almost so they'll be, when they go to join up or sign up, they'll be brought to a page and you can pick the options, because there's going to be increased options now. We've already got a few options. Now we're going to have more options, potentially with more coming quite soon as well. So it gives people that flexibility to tick, untick, whatever. You can sort of almost design your own package, really. But for any of that, it's a month's free trial, although we have got the free part of the site as well, the free to see section that's not going anywhere. So I would say it's going to be down to sort of what somebody's taste is. You know, we've got a lot of different tastes that we can cater for with regard to sort of wrestling. For example, the WrestleTalk stuff itself, you will find on there from launch from today that all of the episodes that are screened on a Friday night on Fight Network UK, I want to say that's the full channel name, but on the TV there's a Sky TV channel, and on a Friday night there is a WrestleTalk show on there, which is kind of like a best of, so features a few promotions like New Generation Wrestling, WrestleGate Pro, Frontline. So they produce a weekly episode with a podcast show to accompany that. So those things will be on there straight away. Very well produced. Certainly gives you a good taste of what's to come with regards to sort of the sort of stuff WrestleTalk will produce and present. I've already mentioned Oberman versus Solas. They're all on there, as are the full events for Wrestle Island, and you'll also see a lot of those guys in TNT as well. But equally, you know, TNT, for example, they have got your actual wrestling stuff. Eddie Kingston versus David Starr for the TNT Championship a couple of months ago is one sort of type of match, but then you've also got your DOA death match tournament as well for people that like that stuff as well. DNA, all their full events, it's the only place you'll see any of those events on there as well. Full Force, they have got, you know, some real underappreciated talent on there. So there's a chap called Damian Black who plays somebody that, should we say, is mentally unstable, as he is very much his character, and seeing him in a match in some of his matches is just he's very, very entertaining. So somebody like him, some of his matches on there as well. Anti-Fun Police featured not that long ago in there. and they went on against sort of a couple of Full Force Wrestling's mainstays. They're a tag team called Next Wave 5, made up of Joey Scott and Killian Jacobs as well. So another really good tag match, and possibly one of the matches that started sort of did add to the idea of creating Turnbuckle, was a match between Pete Dunne and a chap called Harry Singh, who's again another one of Full Force Wrestling's mainstays. That would be worth, if you want to go and seek one match out and just to sort of get an idea of what some of these promotions can do. Go and seek that one out. It's in their library, in the Full Force Wrestling's channel, and in their library. And it's, that match alone. I remember talking to Pete Dunne after that match, and he said to me after that match, or in the at the end of the show, he just said that you can almost let your hair down and have more fun on these small shows because they've got such a small audience, and that's what made me think, hang on, why is it, why don't we have it as a wider audience? So I've thrown a load at you there, but
that sounds great.
Loads to see.
Yeah, well, I want to encourage all my listeners here, if you haven't checked it out already, go on Turnbuckle TV. Trust me, a month free in times like we are at the moment, like if you're isolated, you're bored, you haven't got your wrestling fix, especially after WrestleMania, because let's face it, we might have a very down slope after this. This is a great opportunity to check this out. Again, a whole month free. Check it out. Nice custom sort of options as well that Turnbuckle TV have got. I've just gone on there myself, checked it out. So that's cool because you can really, make it personal to you and, what your wrestling fix needs to be. So it's a really good, ideal opportunity to check that out. Fresh new content on the eyes there. Obviously, I've got to ask before we close the show here. Obviously, this is WrestleMania weekend, but we've also got Indie Mania. Tell us a little bit about that, because we know Turnbuckle TV is a sponsor on this. It's kind of all come about, obviously, because this was going to be the weekend where a lot of shows were going to obviously take place, and loads of stuff in and around. Even Tampa was going to be happening. But it's the sort of, although WrestleMania is WWE, I think as a purist and a pro wrestling fan, we all see this as a sort of celebration of wrestling overall, combining with WrestleMania, of course. But Indie Mania, next best thing that we've got here. Encourage people to check this out. I think it goes, you've already had the first one today between, I think, 5 and 8. And I think it's the same time tomorrow. Is that right, Rich?
I believe so, yes. Yeah, I do believe so.
And so, great opportunity to check that out. And then, of course, WrestleMania. Are you going to be watching or have any time yourself? Because I know you're in one of those jobs, the key working jobs that you've got. So what are your plans around this weekend? Or is this going to be a little bit of a catch-up for yourself?
It's going to be a catch-up the following day sort of situation for me. I'll be able to watch Indie Mania, obviously, because that's at a reasonable hour. However, the actual Mania events, unfortunately, I'm going to have to play catch-up the following day. To be fair, it's not uncommon to pay-per-views with the job I do. So, but it also gives opportunity, and this is where it's, it's always good things. Is watch it with my lad the following day, which obviously a lot of families can do as well. So.
Sure. I've been asking all my guests this. Have you got any sort of sort of ideas of how WWE will deliver WrestleMania? The way it will look? Like lots of people have had different suggestions about green screens and maybe a huge blanket curtain going around it, but and maybe some sound effects. I don't know. But any suggestions your end, or anything you've heard, or you'd think they might be planning on this one?
No. It's got to be more than, obviously we've seen the picture, haven't we, of the set, and obviously clearly that's no WrestleMania set. So the only thing I did wonder is whether, because they've used sort of these holograms in some events, certainly for the TV side of things, with Saudi and some of the big pay-per-views. So I wonder if holograms might play a part. I think it's certainly some of the matches are, and I like the idea. Taker Styles, for example, of them really taken advantage of it not being live and making it very cinematic and really using sort of the amazing skills that they've got camera wise and set wise to really make it that much more for the audience on the other end of on the other